I'm excited to dive into one of my favorite topics, one of my favorite pieces across all music, and certainly the hallmark of orchestral electric bass, Jaco Pastorius's Portrait of Tracy. Uh, Not going to go right into playing it. I'm going to talk about the key elements of the technique required to pull off this sort of orchestral or pianistic approach to electric bass solo, and the harmonics and false harmonics and different fingerings for the different sections. I'm going to take it apart section by section. Then at the end, I'll give it a pass and we'll see where it's at for me. The use of harmonics is really crucial, and sometimes we can set up our instrument to our advantage in that realm. The bass that Jaco played was a Fender Jazz bass. It had the single coils, kind of like me here. I've got two single coils and a ramp that is just for ergonomics. And I have my bridge pickup soloed. And I've got a decent amount of treble, a lot of high mids, and it all allows my harmonics to speak really clearly. If you're playing a P bass with flats, even with your tone knob all the way up, you may find that there's some dullness to your harmonic sound. So you can combat this with some compression if you're working with a computer system. Distortion can help bring out the character of the notes. Certain reverbs, just setting yourself up for success with the sound is a great place to start. Plugging closer to the bridge, getting everything to ring out. So harmonics, if you've never played one before, they kind of exist in between where you might fret a note and where you're not pressing the string at all. So on the 5th fret here of my G string, there I'm playing the 5th fret. If I put my pointer finger right over the metal, right where it is, and just enough to keep the string dead and pluck through, I get this bell-like tone. It's a harmonic. And the dots on the fretboard end up being these like really great bed for harmonics. So the 5th fret, your 7th fret, your 9th fret, and then your 12th fret, they're all the same notes as your open strings. There are some other ones that exist, especially in this tune. There is 6th fret notes. That's 7, 6, 5. And you can kind of see they don't really represent the frets where they're played all the time. Sometimes they do, which is certainly to our boon. Here's 5, 4, and then it's like 3.3 or 3.2. I did include some sheet music here on this Patreon post, so check it out, follow along with it. I decided not to have it up, so I would just be with you guys and the music and not be talking about the measures and stuff, but I will have broader strokes of the sections. So that's all on one string. You get that little do, mi, sol, root, 3rd, 5th. And then we even go back here, there's, I think that's like a 2.2. There's a moment where we're going to be grabbing those too. So they're different on every instrument. They're in a different place on my short scales. This song always feels different on my different instruments. I have to adjust my hand to hit all the different harmonics. There's a tricky one in there. There's actually two pretty tricky ones. A bunch of times in the phrases you'll have the 2nd fret fretted, and you've got to extend your pinky to the 6th fret and then pluck down here. Now sometimes I would counteract that by taking my thumb, going up here, and creating this false situation where I put, and I just am feeling it out over the years. I've just gotten used to it. It often sounds better. Sometimes I even kind of double up and do both to get that note. inclination is to pinch, thumb, pointer, middle, but in this tune, these pull-ups towards yourself, so it's my ring, middle, pointer. They kind of ensure nothing gets muted along the way. Also, a lot of the tune will be playing a fretted note with harmonics. That's sort of the nexus of this whole song. There's a traditional bass chord, and now here's a bass chord with the harmonics. And so one thing I took from this, I've used in all my music playing, is if a song has this bridge or an ending in C, right, you hit C, then I use my ring, or sometimes my pinky, to bar the 5th fret, and I'll even sneak around below and play that low 3rd. Maybe if it's an ending in G, 3rd fret barring across. Then if you're on a 5-string, and I am not the kind of player that's like quick to tell you something is an F sharp or knowing the exact notes of all the harmonics, but I have my positional awareness, and that to me is T, and then I know this is Do, T, Do, T, Do. So you just kind of feel it out, and try all kinds of combinations. I certainly have come up with a lot of great compositional stuff. One other note about harmonics, just while we're talking about it. If you play a chord on bass, keep your, even just fretting it down here. This is my 4th fret. So I'm going to come up here, do that math. Here's my 4th fret up here. It's actually my 16th. I put my thumb right behind it, really right on top of it, and I pluck right behind my thumb. It shortens the string length up to that point, and instead of having this note come through, that note comes through, the higher version, and you can also tap it out too. That's what I do for the very last chord of this song. If you look at the sheet music, you'll see that it's borrowing the 9th fret on your A, D, and G, which is kind of tough on the 6th, and then you reach out your pinky and play the rest of the notes up here. It ends up being some sort of beautiful E major chord or E6. What I do is I actually fret it, and then I do a tap right on the fret. And I don't always get it, as you can hear. Sometimes it's a little bit too heavy on the actual notes. Another alternative here on the 6 is I fret the 4th fret, and then I tap it out on the 11th there. So it's either 9th fret, 999, that was a good one. Or if you're on a 6 like me, you do your 4th fret, and then you come over here on 11th fret again. It sort of works. And it's better sounding than the thing that I can't physically do. And somehow, Jaco could. All right, cool. So let's check it out section by section. The intro is this beautiful cascading thing. It's a pattern that moves down across 3 strings until it can't anymore, and it starts moving up the E string. So it's 5, 4 on your G. Oh, pardon me. So it's 5, 3 on your G, 4 on your G, and then 3 on your A. So fret-wise, it's 5, 3, 4, 3, and that's G, G, D, A. Pattern down, and then you move it down again. But if you're on a 5 string, that wouldn't be the right note. So it's from this part of it. So 5, 3, 4, 3, moving down. 5, 3, 4, 3, moving down. 5, 3, 4, 7, 12. So that last part is starting on the A string. 5, 3, 4, 7, 12. And putting it all together. Beautiful setup to the tune. So then we approach with this A, B, C. And I lead all with my pointer finger there, so I can bust out my next move. And you can see I'm kind of moving from a C to a G thing. So I walk into the C and I pluck out this chord. It's 5 on the D string, 4 on the G. Then I kind of switch it up. Come down, it's 3 on the D and 5 on the G. And I move the whole thing down to my E string for the G shape. So it's towards you with these 3 fingers or pinching it out like that. Either one works. Now is that tricky note I mentioned. So you either bar, or really just press your 2nd fret, reach out to your 6th, or find that sweet spot with the false pull behind. That's a 4th fret harmonic. You go back into that C shape, and then you sneak around and play this low 5th fret. So that is in the whole chunk. Sort of re-enter with a few more notes. It's on the E string, 3, 0, same climb, A, B, C. So it's same setup the 2nd time. Then you pull up to this bit of a scene change where we have our 12th fret, 9th fret, 9th fret, high strings, and with my ring finger, so that's a pinky pointer finger bar, and then I use my ring to play the 11th fret here. And it's important that I give all the strings room to vibrate and don't get in the way of the other ones. Just let everything sustain and ring out as clearly as possible, and try not to mute any of the notes that you want to sustain. So I'm going to play up to that far. And there's like a little bit of a section reprise with the C chord. Same turnaround but quicker. With the C chord and then the tough note. Yeah. Okay, so then we start off this next section with this weird harmonic. It's 3, 4, 4 across my A, D, and G. And then after that, you play this descending part, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, open E eventually. So that first chord is 3, 4, 4. Then I think of it as like just the last bit of 3 and then 2.3, 3rd fret. Then we have this little, they sound like the same note, but they're thicker because it is the same note on different strings. It's 5 and 7 on the A and D, 5 and 7 on the D and G, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 1st fret, open E. So that ends up being recommend just kind of getting used to like, okay, here's the harmonics. Eventually it comes up here, you do it's like 9.2 followed by 9 on the rest of them. So you're just seeking out that note. Pointer finger across all the 9th there. One more time of that. One thing that helped me get through that section, and really the rest of the sections too, is actually paying attention to the rhythms there. It's easy to forget about them and just be so stoked on achieving some of these harmonics and playing the right notes. But the music really starts to come together when we honor the rhythm part there. So, especially coming up to this section. I've extended this before for performances, so I'm going to try to play it as it's written. Let me get in there. So. So you're hanging out with the 7th fret here and these 9th fret and 7th fret harmonics. That gets us into the section. It's that 4-note chord, 9th fret, 7th fret harmonic. Then I start doing these bars. So I'm barring, chord, single note. You just want to put drums behind that, but it goes into this beautiful next section right away. Right into here, more C. I'm going to take you through the permutations before I play it for you a bit. Your pinky finger plays C, and then you play the 5-7 harmonic on the D and the G, 5-7 harmonic on the A and the D, and that's sort of our playing field. I rearrange my whole hand with a ring on the bass to pull those off, then middle down to the 6th fret, back up to 7. So that's 8, 7, 6. The composer he is, this section develops. So it doesn't repeat the exact same thing. It then goes to C, and I do, it's a contortionist's move there, but this was the original C position. Then we're coming off of this, and I use that ring finger to go back up to C, and my pointer finger bars all of 5 and all of 7, and then switches back. So it's, yeah. Then a similar thing happens for the B note here. We then switch to this little out thing with my 9th on the D, 7th on the G, 9th on the A, 7th on the D. It's like a chord shape. And then I switch back. So just between those two chords, there's a lot of gymnastics. Then we kind of chill out with the 6th fret. Then it moves up to the A string with the flip from 5 to 7 to 7 to 5. 4, 4 fretwise with the harmonics. So that's okay. Then we're going to be heading into the next section. Let me just play that whole section for you. But it's keeping it real. All right, so the next section, we've got a couple positions. You lead in, similar lead in, open E, G, A flat, or your 3rd fret, and 4th fret of your low E. And then we do the 5 and 7, and then it's 4 and 6. And it sounds kind of nightmarish. So I do recommend taking a minute to find those notes on their own. And this does go from one note to being a little bit of a chord. Not bad. And then we head down to the 3rd fret. And here it's 5 and 4, and then in the same thing it's 4 and 3, and you do this little like that. The other section right before it was a little bit more developmental, but this is so moody and moves enough, you just kind of get locked into the trance of it. So it's the 4th fret down here with that alternating harmonic, and then the 3rd fret with these two little stacks that invert their direction. This one is 5 to 4, and this one is 4 to 3. We do the loop. So you go open A, and then you 3 notes all at once. 3rd fret A string, 5th fret harmonic on the D, 4th fret harmonic on the G. And actually I think it's that C chord, then it's everything from the G position. Again, same shape on the 1st fret, so it's 1st fret, 3rd fret harmonic, 2nd fret harmonic, same thing from the E string there, so that's sets us up for the reprise. Tapping ending I mentioned. And that is the bones of Portrait of Tracy from a rambling enthusiast. So hopefully this helps you with playing it And now I'm going to just try to play it after having talked through all of that. So transparency, when I was going through that one section, I forgot to flip back. And I just did this twice. And it was really valuable because I've played through this so much, and you gotta not get too down on yourself if you miss one of the changes, especially if it's something you've been getting in isolation and you're sort of starting to miss in the piece. And don't feel like you're totally trapped into a fingering. Like if you miss a harmonic the first time, catch it on the next micro adjustment back around. And everything is usually just a micro adjustment away, and a lot of it is feel based on your instrument. And if you have any questions, please reach out, and I'd love to hear what you're up to with this if you're taking a stab at it. And I wish you happy practicing.